Good morning. It is wonderful to hear this much energy in the room. But as we have a very condensed leadership summit, I would invite you to get your sustenance, your beverage of choice, and settle in for what will be a really exciting and packed agenda for us this morning. I'm Mary Ann Danielson. I have the pleasure of serving as the Associate Vice Provost for Academic Excellence and Assessment. And this morning, I also have the pleasure of welcoming you to the 6th Leadership Summit on this first day of May. Happy May Day. There you go. And in that spirit, as I was thinking about May Day, it reminded me of a neighborhood tradition. I don't know when you hear the word May Day what you think of. For some of you, it might be, especially this time of semester, SOS, it's a call for help. We'll save our sanity, whatever the case may be. In my neighborhood, I live next to a household that has just now 7 children. So every May Day, when I get home today, I know I can look forward to finding a little basket of treats or flowers waiting on my doorstep for me. So it got me thinking about the traditions of May Day. And May Day, I find, is a time to celebrate the onset of May, the month that sees the earth re-energizing, ready to burgeon to its maximum capacity. Well, how appropriate that we join together to re-energize and to reach out to and with each other. And I invite you to, as we sit and reflect and become energized and engage with one another, that maybe we think about my neighborhood children and their spirit of sharing and caring as we bring our best to one another in the rich discussion that will follow. And for those of you whose mindset is still thinking about the papers you have to grade and the time of semester it is, and you're putting up your own SOS, perhaps our plea this morning could be our SOS is to sustain our spirit. Because what we're looking at today is this day is dedicated, it is for and about you, Creighton's leaders, and it's a leadership rooted in the spirit of hope. So with that, our agenda for this morning includes, we'll lead off with an interfaith blessing featuring 4 of our Creighton students to help us think about the diversity of traditions that brings us together in this place. We'll then hear from our interim president, Chris Bradbury, and our first key speaker of the morning is Dr. Shane Lopez, who will talk about making hope happen. We'll take a break at approximately 9:55 and return about 10:10. Not that I'm going to be keeping track of the time or anything. And then I'll have a special introduction of our own Renee Padilla, the Executive Director for Global Engagement, where he's going to give us an introduction to diversity and inclusion. And I think maybe a way to give him a sense of who we are as a Creighton community. This is the 6th Leadership Summit. But for some of you, this may be your first leadership summit. So if this is your first leadership summit, don't be shy. Stand on up so we can welcome you to our leadership summit. Please, those of you this is the first one. See, our community only gets richer with your inclusion. To lead us in kind of wrapping up the day, we're going to bookend with, again, kind of a reflective exercise, in this case, a guided examen led by our own Susan Natz, and Chris Bradbury will give us a closing and dismissal. So with that, in the spirit of Creighton and the diverse community that we are, we invite 4 Creighton students of different faith backgrounds to offer this morning's blessing. Come on up. Daniel, Prem, Ahmed, and Urvi, please join me on stage.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Urvi Gala from School of Pharmacy and Health Professions. I believe in a faith called Jainism, which is an Indian origin faith and believes in 3 values, which are non-violence, non-absolutism, and non-possessiveness. Today, I'll be reciting a prayer from the scriptures of Jainism, which is, Moksha Margasya Netaram, Betaram Karma, Bhubutaam, Gyantaram Vishwa Tatvana, Vande Tatguru Labdhye, which means we pray to those who have led us to the path of salvation, who have destroyed the mountains of karma, who know the reality of universe. We pray to them to acquire their attributes. Now, I'll be reciting a blessing of peace from the scriptures of Jainism, which is Shivamastu Sarva Jagata Parihit Nirata Bhavantu Budgara Dosha Prayantu Nasham Sarvatra Sukhi Bhavatu Loka, which means may the entire universe be blessed. May all beings engage in each other's well-beings. May all sicknesses, weakness, and faults diminish. May everyone and everywhere be peaceful and blissful. Om Shanti.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ahmed Al-Malki. I'm senior student at College of Professional Studies, AMS major. I will read 3 verses from the Holy Quran. I will read it in Arabic language, and you can see the translation on the screen. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض، وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله، فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء، والله على كل شيء قدير. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها، لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا، ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا، ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به، واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا، أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. صدق الله العظيم.
My name is Prem. I'm currently an undergraduate student in the College of Arts and Sciences from Bangkok, Thailand, and I'll be giving a prayer in Buddhism. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Puttang Bhagavantang Abhivatemi Sawakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅkho Saṅkhang Namami. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. สัตว์ทั้งหลายที่เป็นเพื่อนทุกข์เกิดแก่เจ็บตายด้วยกันทั้งหมดทั้งสิ้นจงเป็นสุขเถิด อย่าได้มีเวรแก่กันและกันเลยจงเป็นสุขเถิดอย่าได้เบียดเบียนซึ่งกันและกันเลยจงเป็นสุขเถิดอย่าได้มีความทุกข์กายทุกข์ใจเลยจงมีความสุขกายสุขใจรักษาตนให้พ้นจากทุกภัยทั้งสิ้นเถิดสาธุ The prayer meaning, all worldly beings who share an experience of birth, sickness, old age, and death, may you all experience freedom and happiness. Let go of any grudges against each other and experience only happiness. Let go of any disturbances and exploitations and experience only happiness. Let go of any physical and emotional burden and only experience happiness. May you have a peace of mind and body and be free from any form of suffering. Thank you.
Last but not least, good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel Rahab. I'm a senior in the Haider College of Business, majoring in BIA and marketing. And before I start, I would like to send our thoughts and prayers to Nepal. Stay strong, and I hope they see better days. Today, I would like to mention a Jewish holiday coming up on May 23rd called Shavuot, or in English, Feast of Weeks. Now, Feast of Weeks symbolize the anniversary of the day God gave the Torah, or the Old Testament, to the nation of Israel through Moses at Mount Sinai. Now, Moses, the shepherd to the children of Israel, did not choose to be a leader. Rather, he had this position imposed upon him by God. But as the biblical story unfolds, we found Moses to be the worthy of the job. He was chosen precisely because of his noble traits. Among them, a rejection of wielding power and leadership. Mercy, humility, and respect to others were deeply ingrained in him since he was in young age. These three aspects were the key to his success as a leader and are also a big part in the Creighton Jesuit values. As leaders in the summit, we should all try to take an example from Moses' leadership principles, believe in our ways, and faithfully stick to it. Now, before I leave this podium, as part of the Jewish holiday Shavuot, the Feast of Weeks, which also symbolizes growth, I would like to wish us all a summer filled, and I will say it in Hebrew, Simcha, Hatzlacha, V'rak Brachot, which in English it means it fills with happiness, success, positive change, and full of blessings to everyone. Have a great day, guys.
You see what great models our students are? I have nothing to add. So from their lips to our hearts and minds. Chris, I think you have a tough act to follow, but please join me in welcoming Dr. Chris Bradbury, our interim president, to the podium to get our morning started.
Good morning. I speak two languages, English and Pig Latin. So I really appreciate the students this morning. This was wonderful. And special thank you to our students for the beautiful prayers and the blessing. It's a perfect setting to set the tone for our leadership summit today. I hope you have arrived this morning with high expectations rather than low. High is always good. And that when you leave here today, your hope will be soaring and you will possess new and valuable insights into diversity and inclusion. So great to come together like this. As we learn together, we also learn from one another. This is a very hope-filled time for Creighton. Despite all of our warts, we have lots of hope. When Father Hendrickson arrives July 1st, he will have completed an extensive onboarding process, quite extensive actually since January. He's taking a lot of time to learn more and more about Creighton, our strengths, our challenges, our opportunities, through his many visits here and through the onboarding process I mentioned. We really want him to feel comfortable when he arrives here in July so he can kind of hit the ground running. He's enthusiastic. He's excited about that. Should I change it? Okay. All right. Thank you. And hopefully, as he gets here in July, he'll be expanding his relationship developments throughout the campus. And so look forward to meeting him and being able to have conversations with him as he gets here. He's had some limited conversations over the last few months, but most of the time he's been spending in terms of learning more about the university and meeting with the senior leadership and students and some faculty. So I look forward to that. We do have a good strategy in place for the university and for our future. And I'd like to stress hope, diversity, and inclusion are central characteristics of that planning process. I know Dr. Shane Lopez from Gallup is going to enlighten us concerning hope. We are fortunate to have our partnership with Gallup in so many different ways, with so many projects that are moving our university forward. We're very excited about that. I would like to say just a few words about my take on hope. Hope does not mean optimism. Hope is deeper than that. It is a central virtue in the Christian tradition and in other faith traditions. Hope is inherent in our mission as a Jesuit university. It is tied to a spiritual groundedness, tied to a higher power than ourselves. I see it not as confidence in our own individual gifts, but assurance that we together, collaboratively, have the gifts we need to accomplish the task at hand. Hope thrives in community, like all of us. Creighton's hope flows from our collaboration with people who are different from us, discovering what we don't know from each other. Diversity, as well, is inherent in our mission as a Catholic Jesuit institution. We believe we are sent from a loving God to accomplish a great mission of education, developing wisdom and concern for others in our students as we transform our culture. Our goal is to help our students flourish as human beings. We can't do this without diversity. It is incumbent upon us as leaders to reach out and bring faculty, staff, and students to Creighton from very diverse backgrounds and all parts of the world. It is the job of all of us, each of us, to create a culture of inclusion where hope and diversity thrive. Where hope and diversity thrive. So thank you for being here today. I look forward, along with all of you, to exploring what we will learn today and keep our expectations high. Thank you very much and good morning.